Welcome back to episode 9 of Should We Have Watched That?
I'm Saraya.
And I'm Amanda.
And we watched a show.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We watched a magic show.
We did.
That Sass dragged me out to.
I chose. It was my decision to be there.
And I agreed.
We saw Josh Staley talk to me. This is a performer who's come back to Perth at least once. Has been here at least once before, as says the Fringe World website. The reviews on the page were 5 stars, and I was like, hell yeah! I love magic. I grew up on Penn and Teller. If you know them, I feel like that's enough to know that you're into magic. Do you know who Penn and Teller are?
Nope.
Cool. So you see,
I know one really famous magic guy, but I cannot remember his name. So it goes to show that I really love magic.
Yes.
What's his name?
Constantino?
No. He was very famous back in the day.
Helpful.
In the early 2000s.
I know that Neil Patrick Harris, the guy from How I Met Your Mother, Barney.
Yeah.
He was the president of the American Magical Society for 3 years.
What?
Yeah, he's super into his magic. Not very many people know that.
No.
That's, I like my magic.
That's how into magic you are.
I am into magic.
What's this guy's name? It's going to really bother me.
Okay, Amanda's going to look that up. Meanwhile, I'll tell you about the show. So it wasn't a huge crowd. We were there on...
David Copperfield.
Oh, yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
That's the only magician I know. And obviously Houdini, but that's all.
Brilliant. Well done. I'm proud of you.
But yeah, really quickly, this is a part of the comedy, magic, illusions genre section of the website. It does come to $34 per ticket, and it's an hour show, and it is located at the Brass Monkey in the city.
Yeah, I didn't mind the venue space, to be honest.
Yeah.
I popped in only once to the Brass Monkey, because I needed to go to the bathroom, and I was like, maybe I'll get a drink while I'm here, but I was a bit disgusted by the bathrooms. It was a Tuesday evening too, so why were your bathrooms so gross? But the venue, we weren't even upstairs, we were to the side, we were to the right.
Oh yeah, we did go upstairs because we thought it was upstairs.
But it's not upstairs.
I think they had a few fringe...
areas.
Yeah, shows going on that
but
day.
this little bar area that they had set up was really quite nice. It was quite pretty and had a lot of seats. There was only about 3 rows of people in our show, which is more than enough, I think, for a magic show, because you want to be close to the action.
Yeah, he did kind of readjust a few of us to make sure that we were compressed and condensed and compact.
I think he may have regretted that decision. Amanda and I sat in the front. There was another couple with us in the front, and we were quite central. There were 2 seats to either side of the 4 of us, and we ended up moving down to cover those 2 seats on our right. Yeah. And because there was a family of 6 that were like, oh, we're a family of 6, we want to sit together. And he was like, that's fine, there are 4 seats up here, and we, the guys can scooch, you'll scooch, so we scooched, and then they brought 2 more chairs at the front. There was just a 12-year-old that unfortunately heckled this poor guy for most of the show. Just kind of walked up on stage when he said he needed a volunteer. It was...
Was it bad that I found it kind of entertaining? But also...
I just felt so bad
You got secondhand embarrassment, didn't you?
did.
Sass gets secondhand embarrassment and nothing else.
He was... You could see that he was getting uncomfortable. Unfortunately, that's something you have to deal with being... a magician is such a participatory... show, yeah. So you need to be able to handle that, and in that case, I don't want to say what I would do, but I would not have picked her and been anybody else, especially if they've already because that could be a joke. You could play that off as a joke. Poor Josh.
It's okay. He made it through.
He did.
He did push through.
Rough. It was rough. I found it rough.
Yeah.
I didn't love at the start of the show, there was... He did some, almost dad joke kind of gags. Or, magic tricks. Whereas you said you liked them.
Look, because I'm not an avid magic gal, let's say, I kind of... Okay. Okay.
Let's rewind.
I find cringe. I find magic a little bit cringe if it's not done really well.
I knew this, taking her in.
I feel the same way about stand-up comedy. And this was a mixture of both. Like, both genres put into one. So, I think I went in with no expectations, or very low expectations, because I know that
you know what you like.
It's not my preferred genre.
Yeah.
So I actually quite enjoyed him doing these, I guess, quote unquote dad jokes, because it was making fun of magic.
Yeah.
And I was like, haha, so true.
Meanwhile, I went in with like some expectations because of the 5-star reviews that were on the Fringe World website.
Did you feel a little catfish?
I felt catfished. I know that magic is hard to do well, and I'm sure that Josh probably has more in his wheelhouse, but it's just, I didn't love the show.
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel like we have been, like, quite generous with our praise for the shows that we've talked about in the podcast. Like, for instance, Yeah. Like, we didn't love that, but we really appreciated it regardless. Yeah. Like, we still had a great time.
Yeah.
It was still worth going to.
Yeah.
But this one, I was just kind of like, okay.
Was that just because of the dad jokes, do you reckon? Or is there more to it?
Oh, no, I think it was more to it. Like, the dad jokes started it. Which, like, I love a dad joke. I think they can be really funny. I just wasn't expecting them for that. And perhaps the wait for applause really got me as well.
Yeah.
After the dad joke, he was expecting, like, a big laugh and applause. And then there was also moments throughout the show where he would perform what I think is quite a simple trick, having been an avid magic watcher. So he would perform a simple trick, and then there was no applause after it. And it's because, honestly, I think most people in the crowd also had that, like, experience that this is a simple trick.
Yeah.
They were expecting it to go a little bit further, and when it didn't, and he kind of waited and then said quite self-depreciatingly, is that a word? He said with self-deprecation, oh, well, you didn't like that? That's fine. And it was just, that secondhand embarrassment came in a lot harder for those moments, and because it wasn't just once that happened. That, like, he is capable of magic, like, of sleight of hand. He's obviously quite good at what he does, but I think the show conditions weren't great for him, and he didn't make eye contact either. Like, you're in a room with only with 3 rows of people. There is a spotlight on you, and, like, he did say that the spotlight, is quite bright and you can't really see people. But we know from personal experience that you can at least see the front row of people. We were in the front row. We were interacted with from him. Like, you had Amanda was actually taken up on stage. Did he make eye contact with you on stage?
I don't know, I think I was quite confused as to what I was doing up there.
Yeah, he wasn't great at giving instructions to the people on stage. So, like, he made Amanda a little bit look like a fool or at least feel like a fool when actually he hadn't given you proper instructions.
Yeah, it feels like a blur. I don't remember, because I was up there and he'd asked me to put, I don't know his specific wording, to put a card in his hand. But
it wasn't a card.
It was put it in his hand or something.
Yeah.
So I thought it was the whole deck of cards that I had. And I hid the card that I had chosen within that deck of cards, because I'm such a skeptic.
But he said, okay, now I'll put it back face down and give me it.
Yeah.
So I would think that is, you put it back in the deck. He wasn't specific about where in the deck. Give him the deck. Like, it's that, what you did is what I would have done.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Thank you.
You're welcome. It wasn't you misinterpreting his
instructions.
No. I was so close to actually heckling him to be like, you didn't say that. But I was like, I don't want to be that person. That's so rude. That's, like, it's not what he needs.
Yeah. It's so funny, because I am, like, when it comes to, I am a bit of a skeptic when it comes to magic, and I think, because he did choose you to help him out at one point as well. You didn't go up on the stage like I did, but he did ask Sass to be involved in a trick with him.
I chose a card.
She chose a card. Haven't heard that one before in a magic show, have you? And so you did, and I feel like I saw how he did it. And I haven't told you about this.
Oh!
Where I think, look, I don't know if this is how he did it, but I could see him, like, when he was, like, shuffling, he, like, moved the bottom one, like, under.
Oh.
So, like, because Sass pulled out a chunk of cards.
A healthy chunk.
And the one that was, like, it was, like, a low hearts or low red card.
Ace of hearts.
Yeah. I could see it, like, I was sitting next to Sass, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this unfold and see if I can pick up on. And so I kind of saw that, and I was like,
She knows the tricks of the trade.
Let me get up there. No.
Oh, and you did get up there.
I did get up there.
That's so funny. Gotcha.
But I was also, like, I think I was also impressed by the guessing one that I did, like, when I went up. Like, I was very impressed by the drawing, considering that we had done that by ourselves, and then I had collected them all.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I don't know how he did that one, so he got me on that one.
There were some cards that fell to the ground at one point. I wonder how often that happens, and if any of them fell face up. Because if yours fell face up, because Amanda's card was chosen. Well, not knowingly.
Yeah, he guessed my card. Yeah.
It did have some fun interactive moments. I feel like I need to say that it's, like, it wasn't all bad.
I think you went in with high expectations.
I did.
And I went in with,
None.
I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
And so I think I enjoyed it more than my original expectations, and Sass opposite.
Yeah. I think if it's a good show if you haven't seen magic before, if maybe this is the first foray into magic for, like, a family that, you know, wants to go see it, or if, like, you have a kid who likes magic and they want to see it firsthand, and, like, maybe a bit of the showmanship that goes into it. I found it a little basic. And the eye contact thing really got to me. It felt like he was performing to a camera at the back of the room instead of to us. And I didn't like that. You don't have to make eye contact with everybody. Just, like, every so often flick your eyes down and, like, speak to the person that you're actually talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think, yeah, with my expectations, I was way more impressed than I originally thought I was going to be. And there were a few very memorable moments, like his Instagram trick. I don't want to ruin it. I thought that was quite impressive.
That was very good.
So there were definitely some very impressive tricks, and obviously the one that I was involved in I thought was quite impressive as well.
And when he got the kid up to guess people's cards,
yeah,
that was
really good too.
So, like, there are good tricks in there. I was expecting more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. And you were very excited about it.
I was really excited.
You were really excited.
I wanted him to do so well.
Yeah. But he seemed very sweet as well.
Yeah, he seemed like a good egg.
Yeah. Not that we know Josh personally.
No, but, like, he seemed like a good egg.
But yeah, I would say that it is very family friendly, which showed that night as well.
Yes, yeah, it did. Like, he involved almost every member of that 6-member family in his tricks, apart from the dad. Dad didn't get a mention.
Yeah. He was taking videos.
He was.
Of everyone.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about set lighting? It was pretty basic.
It was a stage. And he had all of his props on one side, and then when he used them, it went to the other side.
Yeah. Sass did get a souvenir out of it.
I did. I'm sorry if you're listening, Josh. I did take the ball that went Roman. I've got a mini red baseball. I'm not mad about it going on the floor and me collecting it. He did say, "Don't worry, I've got another one." So I think maybe he just has a collection of red balls that he knows that, you know, some will go missing.
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong, I'm not a thief.
No.
But
You had
finders
good intentions.
keepers.
So yeah, I'd say it was pretty basic. He had his little Rode microphone
Yeah.
as well, which I think that had a few issues on the night as well.
It did. He took it off a couple of times, and when he put it back on, it rustled a bit again. Like, he just put it on the wrong part of his lapel.
Yeah.
It did kind of like... He stopped moving in whatever way he was moving, so then that stopped happening.
Yeah.
And he also had some issues with his phone. It just randomly started playing music.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if that had something to do with somehow the post that like the Instagram post.
Oh.
Because I kind of wonder if he set that up, being like, I don't know what's going on my phone. Let me just... And then he did a little thing for a little bit on his phone on stage. Because I'm fairly certain you can edit your post.
But the time.
Yeah, but that's when he posted the... Like, if I went into a post that I had made in November, I could still edit that caption and it wouldn't say today. Like, it wouldn't change.
Oh, yes,
you know
of
you see what I mean? We might just be debunking his magic tricks.
Well, yeah, we haven't actually, spoken about the magic tricks itself.
No. So that could have been a clever thing, or it could have just been that his phone was just messing up.
Yeah. Huh.
In which case, how did he make it mess up? Where's the magic there? Was he wearing an Apple Watch that he just kept hitting play on? I don't know.
Which was what my drawing was that he guessed, guys.
Yeah, it was an Apple Watch.
It was an
I
Apple
liked your word. Virtuoso?
Yeah, virtuosic. I can't remember what I wrote.
virtuosic. Okay.
I was like, let me think of something really complicated. He'll never guess it. And then he obviously fucking guessed it.
He guessed it. Amanda was... You seemed so disappointed that he had actually gotten it.
There was one point when I was on stage and he was like, is it a Mexican food? And I was like, oh, yeah. And he was like, you're really easy to read. And I was like,
Don't say that.
I was like, I'm offended. I'm an actor. I'm not supposed to be.
And then
Or is it a good thing? I don't know.
He showed the, he was writing down the word and he wrote, he wrote an E on it and then showed it to the crowd.
Yeah.
And then he was like, does it start with an E? And then no one said anything. And he was looking out at us. So I said yeah, because I was like, someone's got to participate. And then he was like, not you, I meant her. I was like, what?
Oh.
What? Like, it was just, there were moments where he just, like, he wasn't clear who he was speaking to. And perhaps if he kept some eye contact.
Yes. He was giving... I was gonna say, those, really complicated manual instructions that, never really make sense. So you have to kind of try to figure it out yourself instead.
Do you mean, IKEA? Or, worse than? Because I
was gonna say we're pretty
great
good
with
at
IKEA.
I love building IKEA furniture.
If you want anyone to come around and build your IKEA furniture,
yeah,
we'll do
it. Should we have fixed that? Okay, well, favourite moment?
I feel like knowing the name of the person in his Instagram posts, I don't know how he knew that.
Yeah.
That, I think...
It's got to be, most impressive trick, right? For a favourite moment for something like this.
Yeah. So it's less so that it was on his Instagram, but...
Or that it was 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Whether or not we did or didn't debunk that in our little conspiracy theory earlier.
But I think the name in particular got me.
Yeah. Unless he overheard Summer
talking to her partner.
Okay. I reckon mine... I mean, I think that was very impressive as well, though. That was a good trick. Same as, I think, the drawing one. Although I do think it kind of got taken away that he didn't guess Jono's drawing immediately. Yeah. He said that he picked up on somebody else's.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, oh, what do you mean?
I do kind of feel like that one because it was a flower. I feel like that's got to be something that people often do. Like an Apple Watch, that was more impressive to me than the flower, because I feel like...
I was trying to be annoying.
I did a light bulb.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
I'm sure it would have been beautiful. I wish I saw it.
But yeah, a flower, I feel like that's the likelihood.
Same as a tree.
Yeah.
I'm really annoyed that I randomly pulled that one out. I was like, damn it. Because he got me to pull out an unknown card, so I got to choose a card, and I was being really... meticulous with it. And he was like, anytime today. And I was like, yeah, but I gotta like...
Can you tell me to choose? I'm gonna look at my options.
I need to look at my options. And so I pulled one out of like
At
random, and it was a tree. And I was like, damn it, how did he get me to pull this tree out?
This basic bitch tree.
I can't remember what the word was. Oh, lotto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which I think was a good word.
That was a good word.
Yeah, that's pretty random. So I guess that balanced out the tree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was quite impressed by that trick as well. Because I can't imagine how he would have...
accomplished it.
Yeah, and he didn't touch it until I accidentally put the whole deck in his car hand. And then got told that was wrong.
Didn't give good instructions.
Should we have watched that?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think... No.
Like, I wouldn't have gone if you didn't drag me along.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I just don't think it's my genre.
Yeah.
It's just not my jam. Not my thing.
Unfortunately, if having paid $34, like, I do expect a little bit more for that much. Like, if it was 15, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
34 though, nah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. How would you describe it in 3 words? Sass?
It's gonna sound really harsh. Because, okay.
I think it's probably good if there are listeners who are Magic fans, though, to have you speak about it, though. Because, you know, then they get an honest opinion.
That's true. So,
and it's like, you were so keen for it.
I was so keen. I sent a message to a friend before we went in being like, I'm so keen for this magic show. You can check my message receipts. Okay, so I would say lackluster. Basic. But there was a bit of how-to in there. So, like, if you haven't seen Magic before, you don't quite understand some of the principles, like, it is all nice in that respect. So a bit of how-to. But then at the same time, I feel like lots of magicians do teach, say, like, the cup and ball trick. And
okay. Because I was going to say, going back to kind of possibly favourite moments, I think that was what I kind of enjoyed about it, but it's probably because I haven't seen a lot of magic shows. Yeah. To get that explanation, but then him kind of flaunt the fact that he's so good at it and then not really reveal it. Like, I thought that was quite clever.
Yeah.
Okay. If that makes sense.
It does.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, it does to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners.
I would say it was definitely interactive.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
Definitely family friendly. Mm-hmm. And they seemed like they really enjoyed it. They were definitely pretty into it.
Which I think that the youngest was probably about 7, hey? Like, so that it was like 7 to maybe 15, 4 kids that were there. Yeah. And
look, I'm not a magic person, so I think it's just last word is for me. But that's just because it's not my thing. It's not my thing.
It's not your thing. Yeah. That's okay. Not every show that we can see at Fringe. Like, one of my good friends said about a show that we watched together that Fringe is about throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
That's true.
And I think, unfortunately, this shit did not stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. What are we watching next?
So, we are watching Circus After Dark Nocturnal.
After Barbara, I'm keen.
Me too. I mean, this was my choice. But Sass does enjoy these as well.
I do like circus.
And this is presented by Connecticut. What a cool name.
Really cool name. WA Circus. So we'll talk about that in the next one.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, this has been Saraya.
And Amanda.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.